Good morning from Bobcat Band Hall. This is the host of Notes and Notables, Trenton Petrie. Welcome to our first episode of the new podcast where we will be interviewing both music educators and regular educators alike. During these episodes, you will hear many backstories of different educators and teaching philosophies, as well as music education pedagogical ways of doing different things, whether it be articulations or score study or how people set up their band program and fare with high school band versus middle school band, all of that kind of things. But first, I wanted to just introduce myself. My name, like I said, is Trenton Petrie. I have been a band director for 12 years. I currently teach in Deer Park, Texas at Bonnet Junior High. I'm a clarinet player by trade, but just trying to get more technology into my life, and as far as like band is concerned and music, and finding out different background stories of people I know that are educators, both music and just regular general core subject teachers. So a little bit about me. I grew up in Deer Park, Texas, went to Deer Park High School. I graduated in 2006 and went to the University of Texas at Austin, Hook'em Horns. My wife also went there. We started dating in 11th grade in chemistry. So I guess you could say that we had some chemistry together. So we both went to UT at Austin. We were both in the band. I played clarinet, obviously, and my wife was a flute player. Though during her time in the Longhorn Marching Band, she was a section leader for the Big Flag section. Had a wonderful time at UT, met a bunch of friends. Most of my groomsmen and people who were in our weddings were friends from UT, from Texas, and whether it be music people or not. After graduation, I came back to Houston area where I taught some lessons and master classes. And then I finally got my first job at Huntsville High School in the fall of 2012. Felt like a complete, I didn't know what I was doing for the marching field since they were a military band. They march like A&M marches. So spent a year there and then took over at Bonnet Junior High, which is where I've currently been for the last 11 years now. I just want to try to get some people and some stories out there and try to get some ways of thinking and maybe challenge the way that people are thinking and education and how other people perceive education is going, both music education and just like the regular classroom. Through these episodes, I'll be interviewing, it could be students, it could be other band directors, it could be other music directors, it could be science teachers, it could be administrators, ELA teachers, professional musicians or professional administrators that work with organizations outside of the school realm. For example, one of my good friends, Drew Reynolds, he is the executive director for the Fort Worth Youth Symphony organization. So I'm going to have him on starting in the spring. And all these episodes will start in the spring. This is just a first test run episode to make sure that everything is working, because I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. So bear with me. I'm sure they'll get better as we go and as we make more episodes. But please subscribe. Listen in whenever there's a new episode. Like I said, there will always be a guest speaker with me. We'll always be talking about something to do with education, and I will be asking them questions about their teaching philosophy, how they handle classroom management. Could be anything like that, all the way to like when I'm talking to a band director or another music director, how they deal with articulation, or how they set up their sixth graders, their beginner band or their beginner choir, their beginner orchestra. How do they, test kids for ensembles for the following year, after the first year, all that kind of good stuff. So there will be a little bit for everybody. There'll be a little bit of information for everybody, depending on the episode and the topics that will be discussed. But there will be a wide variety of topics that will be discussed throughout the course of this podcast. So I don't know right now how long these episodes will be. That'll be kind of like a test run once we start in the spring. But starting in the spring, tune in, Notes and Notables with me, Trenton Petrie, Director of Bands here at Bonnet Junior High, and whoever my guest is for the week. And it should be a good time. And like I said, for those of you who want to always learn about what's going on in education or how others feel about education or view certain aspects of education, this would be for you. If you're a young band director or a young music director or educator, this would be a really great opportunity for you to listen to who I have come on the show to talk about some tips and of the trade, tools of the trade, so to speak. Maybe you get something that you can take back to your classroom or your band hall, your choir room or whatever. So just bear with us as we get rolling here in the spring, but starting in January is when we're going to be doing this full go. So Notes and Notables, subscribe, and we'll start in January. It should be a good time, and we should be learning a lot about other people and how education is viewed in the minds of our colleagues. All right, so this is the end of episode 1, also known as a much longer than the 1-minute trailer that I was given. So this is Trenton Petrie coming to you from Bobcat Band Hall, signing off.